The Xpeng G6, also known as the Chinese Model Y, got a refresh this summer, and I drove the pre-facelifted model here on the channel right before this model came out, and I didn't like it a lot. I actually didn't like it at all. But now with a new front end, a new interior, and a new insane 5C battery, can the Xpeng G6 all-wheel drive performance now redeem itself? Well, those are the questions we're going to answer in today's short review of the Xpeng G6 facelift. The reason I'm only doing a short review today is because we're just done filming a whole bunch of triple comparison videos between the Tesla Model Y, and the Skoda Enyaq. Later this week, hopefully this weekend, I'm going to drop a triple range test between the Model Y, and the Skoda Enyaq. So if you don't want to miss out on that video, I would highly recommend you guys to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on that upcoming video. And also, I'm really trying to get to 60,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and you guys hitting that subscribe button, which is completely free and takes you 2 seconds, would help me out a lot, because more than 80% of you who are watching on a regular basis aren't subscribed. So thanks for the support, and with that out of the way, let's get into today's review of this G6. For this facelift, the G6 has gotten a new front end design with this new light bar that now stretches across the whole front. Before, it was split up in the middle where we had the Xpeng logo there. And though this may be cleaner, and maybe in most people's opinion this looks nicer, I actually really like the quirkiness and the oddness of that split DRL design of the pre-facelifted model. I think the rear end is pretty much the same as before. I at least can't see any difference. Here you have, that split taillight design, which was very similar to the split front DRL design we had before. So you haven't seen that car. This gives you a little bit of an idea of what the car used to look like from the front. Not the most inspiring rear end, but not, the most boring either. But when we look over to the side here, yeah, that, I don't like the way it looks from the profile at least. Because when we just move the camera a little bit this way to see the G6 in profile, it has this bump here, like a hunchback, and I think it ruins a design which in the front is very clean and attractive. The rear is distinct, but from this angle I think it just looks weird, which is a pity, because overall, when you don't look at this part, I think it is actually a quite good looking electric vehicle. If you're a Norwegian or Scandinavian viewer, this next message is for you. På min norske kanal Elbilkriss så har vi allerede lastet opp trippeltesten mellom denne, Enyaq og modell Y, så om dere vil sjekke ut hvordan de bilene gjør det mot hverandre, så skal jeg linke den videoen og min norske kanal nedenfor. Gå gjerne dit og sjekk ut den videoen, men husk å abonnere, fordi vi prøver virkelig å vokse den til å bli den største og beste for elbiltesting her i Norge. Og all støtten jeg kan få der, hjelper meg å få tidligere tilgang på biler her. So with that out of the way, let's continue with this test. Between the wheels, it is 2,890 millimeters, which is the exact same wheelbase the Tesla Model Y has. I mean, this car, when it comes to all of its numbers, is just very close to the Model Y, so it is very obvious which car they have benchmarked. But here, sitting behind myself, I'm 5'11", 180 centimeters, and I think I just have a little bit more room. It's just a little bit more spacious than a Tesla Model Y. Of course, this white Nappa leather interior does really help with, the ambiance, the feeling of space. It is a nice place to sit. So the floor is completely flat. The bench is quite a bit off the floor, so you have a nice seating angle, and also width-wise, it is pretty nice. And also you have this nice center armrest with dual cup holders. The interior has also gotten a refresh, so a new dashboard design, new door cards, a bigger 15.6-inch infotainment system screen, and in front of the driver we have a 10.25-inch driver display. Overall, quality is pretty impressive, especially considering the price of this car, which I'm going to reveal at the end of the video, because this car has a few strengths, which is the price, the charging, and also just this interior. It is beautiful, this wood type of material. You have manual air vents here. If you want to see, this in detail, the infotainment system, and also what William from Out of Spec Reviews opinion is, there's going to be a triple review test between this, the Model Y, and the Skoda Enyaq out on their channel this weekend. So if you want, the full in-depth look at these cars, I would highly recommend you guys to check that out. But from where I'm sitting, I think this is the nicest, the most luxurious, the most premium interior at this price point, and that is saying a lot. Okay, so let's set off, put the car to drive. There's a normal gear selector here. I do like that. So I want to talk about what I like. As I said, the interior is nice. I think the package you're getting here is really good at this price point, and also you're getting the performance, you're getting that 5C battery, which charges up to 451 kilowatts and does 10 to 80% in 12 minutes. And it does that in 12 minutes. We've done that multiple times. I'm gonna make a separate video on 400 volt versus 800 volt charging, 2C versus 5C, if that really is the future and if there's any point to it. This car has it, at least. It's on sale here in Europe. It's on sale in China. So it is, we have that now in the marketplace, that insane charge speed, and that means you don't necessarily need the best range, because this has a little bit smaller battery pack, 80.8 kilowatt hours usable versus the 87.5 kilowatt hours usable in the pre-facelifted model. So WLTP range is down, but that charge speed is just insane. And also the seats are comfortable, and on the motorway it is relatively quiet. And at low speeds, the steering, though completely lifeless, is very light. It's easy to drive, it's easy to place. You have great visibility out of the greenhouse, though there is no one pedal drive. And the calibration of the regen is a little bit weird. It's not linear, it's not consistent, and again, there's no full one pedal drive, so it does not come to a complete stop, though there's a setting called low, medium, high, and X pedal, and you would have thought that X pedal was one pedal drive, but it isn't. There are rumors that there's going to be a future OTA and that X pedal is going to be full one pedal drive, but I can only review the car as is. Ride comfort, it's quite softly sprung, though the damping could be better because it's a little bit, bouncy over the bumps, but not necessarily ironing out the imperfections of the roads, because the damping isn't too well calibrated to the spring rate. So something like a Tesla Model Y, I think, rides more taut, but is also more compliant. And also this steering, which is completely fine and dead at low speed, at high speed, it is unnecessarily heavy on center, where making small corrections is just annoying and frustrating, and it is the complete opposite of every other steering tuning in the West. This seems to be a Chinese specific thing. I don't know why they do it, and this has gotten better in this car. The ride is a little bit better, the handling is a little bit better, and also the steering is a little bit better. So it's not nearly as bad as it was before, but I don't think it is good either. To give you guys a short summation, I do think these upgrades that Xpeng have brought to the G6 has redeemed this car in my eyes. It's far from perfect. There are a lot of things I don't like, but I think the upgrades, the updated styling, the updated interior, the 5C battery, which just charges insanely fast, though it is a little bit smaller, so you can get less range. That, with the price point, the package you are getting here, even though it doesn't drive great, it's going to drive good enough for a lot of people. But I think there are at least a few competitors to this car which are vastly superior when it comes to ride comfort, when it comes to driving dynamics, and just the experience behind the wheel. But the package you are getting here, the amount of room at this price point, which in Norway, with all the bells and whistles, is 517,000 kroners. That is less than 50,000 euros, or about $52,000. And for what you're getting here, this is impressive. So it may not be my favorite, but if I had a budget which was capped at, I don't know, let's say $52,000 or 48,000 euros, this may just be the car to choose. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.